Hello, guys. And before we start, I gotta say Shama. I say hi to all the Shama fans, and I say to the all Dagestani fans. Okay, now today we're gonna work on the learner's book, unit unit 2, specifically 2.1, which is expressions, formulae, and equations. This is the unit, and 2.1, we just gotta work on what the hell is an expression. Okay. First, let's try to understand what is an expression. If I write anything like this, x plus 5 or 2x plus 5 or x squared plus 3, square root of 3 times square root of x over 5 minus 4 over y, doesn't matter, okay? Anything like this, anything including x, y, some unknowns, those all things are called expressions. So everything you see here is an expression, okay? So now let's work on this. For example, this is an expression, okay? And now in this expression, let's write that expression again over here. In this expression, there are some things that we have to learn the names for. For example, this x here is unknown, right? Unknown. In mathematical terms, we can call it unknown or we can call it variable. Why we call it variable? Because it varies, okay? It comes the word from vary, varies. That's why we call it variable. Anything that we are multiplying that x by, okay? Anything that we multiply multiply our variable variable is a what? Coefficient, okay? Coefficient. In this case, the coefficient is we multiply x by 2. So this is a coefficient, okay? Anything that is alone, just a number, just a normal number which is alone, we call it constant. Constant. The parts of expression. So this is one thing we found coefficient, two things we found constant, and parts of expression are terms. So in this case, 2x is a term and 5 is a term. So in this case, in our case, 2x and 5 are terms. Okay, that's it. And also, let's see something like this. If we have 2x plus 5 is equal to 3y minus 3, for example, anything like that. Whenever you see this equal sign, then the whole thing is called equation. So you remember the word, let's try to remember it in this way. The word equation is very close to word with equal to, right? Equal to. So that's why whenever you see this equal to sign, so this sign, we call it equation. It comes from equal to equation. Okay? That's it. There is nothing else we need to learn in this chapter. Let's just jump into the questions. Before this, let's try to those do those as well. So here, our variable is again x. X is variable. Variable. 3 is constant. Constant. X squared and 3 are terms, right? And the coefficient is something that we are multiplying that x part with, right? So here we see that it's just x squared. So we multiply it with just 1. So coefficient is, in this case, in this x squared plus 3 case, coefficient is 1 because it's actually 1 times x squared plus 3, right? So that's it. Let's go to this one. So we see that there is no constant because we have two variables. This guy is variable, this guy y, because it's 4 over y, right? This guy is also variable. So our terms are 3 square root of x over 5 and negative 4 over y. Notice it's negative 4 over y because minus 4 over y. So These are the terms, right? These are terms. And our coefficients, we got two coefficients. So we got coefficient of x and coefficients of y. So coefficient of y, it's for this level, it's very hard for you to understand because y isn't multiplied by anything. The thing we multiply by is 1 over y. So we can't have coefficient of y. Let's write it as coefficient of 1 over y. Coefficient of 1 over y is -4 because actually what we did, we have -4 times 1 over y. That's why the result is 1 over 4 -4 over y, as you can see here, okay? So coefficient of y will be just -4, which you see over here, right? You see over here 4, and we have minus, so that's why. And coefficient of x, again, we don't have coefficient of x, we have coefficient of square root of x, because again, you see that x is in square root. So coefficient of that is whatever we multiply it by, we multiply square root of x by, as you can see here, by 3 over 5. So the coefficient of square root of x is 3 over 5. In your questions, you probably see nothing like this. I just wanted to show you more challenging formulations, okay? So now let's do a starting question. It is in the chapter, okay? It's not in 2.1 yet, okay? It's not one of the exercises of 2.1. It's just the exercise at the beginning of the chapter itself. Alex thinks of a number n. Done. So part A. So this is Alex's number n. She multiplied the number by 2. N times 2, or let's write it as 2n. So that's it. It says write an expression when the Alex expression for the number Alex gets, right? So when she thinks about the number n, she gets, and multiplies by 2, she gets 2n. That's it. Part B, when she thinks of number n and she adds 5, that's it. That's the number she gets, n plus 5. That's the expression for that. That's it. There's nothing tricky in this chapter. Let's go for 2.1 questions. We will do some selected problems, not all of them. First of all, we will start with question number 1. Copy and complete the sentences. Let's say we have those sentences. Use the words from the cloud. So this is our cloud. We're going to use the words from here. In the, this is something, 4x plus 9, right? 4x plus 9 is expression, as we taught earlier. So in the expression 4x plus 9, x is a, we already know that x's are unknowns. Here we don't see the word unknown. Instead, we have the word variable. So x is a variable. 4x and 9, we already talked the parts of an expression, right? Parts of an expression are terms. We already talked about it. So 4x and 9 are terms, right? So this one already done. 4 is what? So our expression is 4x plus 9, and 4 is something that we multiply x by, right? Something, anything that we multiply our variable is a, what is it? What is it? It is a coefficient, right? So 4 is coefficient. Done. Opa. 9 is constant because 9 is just a free number. We are not multiplying it by any constant. There's nothing. So expression is not equal to anything. So it cannot be, there is only one thing over here. It cannot be solved. If that would be equal to anything, we would call it equation. That's it. There's nothing else. So now, Tanisha, question number 2. Tanisha has a box that contains X number of DVDs. So she got X number. Choose the correct expression, blah, blah, blah. So let's do part 1. So she got X number of DVDs and she takes 2 out. Should take 2 out. Part 2. She got X number of DVDs. She puts in 2 more. So she adds 2. Part 3. Again, she got X number of DVDs. She takes out half of the DVDs. So she takes out minus how much she takes out? Half of the DVDs that she has. So 1 over 2x because she has x and she takes out half. So it's 1 over 2x. So x minus 1 over 2x, you can calculate by yourself and you can get that it's equal to 1 over 2x. because full minus half is a half. Or you can think as x minus 1 over 2x is the same thing as because we have to have a common denominator, right? Instead of x, I'm just gonna write 2 over 2x. Okay, because 2 over 2 is just 1. This is 1. 1 times s is x. So this 2 over 2x is the same thing as x itself, right? This thing is the same thing as x itself. Minus 1 over 2x. So then we have common denominator, which is 2. And nominators are 2x minus 1x. So that is why we have 2x minus 1x is just x. So it's x over 2. Or the same thing as 1 over 2x. Let's write it as x over 2. So part 4, she has again X number of DVDs. She doubles the number of DVDs. So doubles multiply 2 or just 2X. So that's it. We got to choose those ones from the box. So part 1, we got X minus 2. Let's see. This is part 1. Part 2, we got X plus 2. You can see here. So this is part 2. Part 3, we have X over 2. So this is part 3. Part 4, we have 2X. This is part 4. Okay. That's it. Part B, you can do it yourself. And now let's do question 6 very fast. Part A, Tia thinks of a number x. She divides the number by 3. So we divided it by 3. Then adds 1. Adding 1. Part B, again, she thinks of number x. Adds the number 1. Then divides it by 3. So add the number 1, get some answer. Then divide it by 3. So she doesn't divide the x by 3. She divides x plus 1 by 3 because she adds 1 first, then divide it by 3. She thinks of x. Again, always she thinks of x. Always start with x. She subtracts 1, then divides 3. So then divides this whole thing by 3. Okay, the same thing as part B. Subtract 1 first, and then divide the result by 3. And part D says she divides the number by 3. So she thinks of 1, divide it by 3, then subtracts 1. Okay, that's it. And question 15, part A. Again, Brad thinks of number y, adds 5. So he adds 5 to the 1/2 of y. So she doesn't add 5 to y. She adds 5 to the 1/2. So this is 1/2 of y, right? So y over 2. She adds 5 to it. Then multiplies it by 6. Okay, that's it. Part B. Adds 6. So add 6 plus, add 6 to 1/5 of y. So 1/5 y over 5. Then multiplies it by 2. Okay, we got some number, then multiplied it by 2. Part C. She adds 2 to add by 5/6 of y. So 5/6 of y. Then multiply it by 6. Part D. She adds 5. So adding 5 to 2/5 of y, then multiply it by 6. So let's see what are the answers. So first one, we got y over 2 plus 5 times 6. So this is it, right? This is part A, y over 2 plus 5 times 6. Part B, we have 2 times 6 plus y over 5. So 2 times y over 5 plus 6. So this is part B. Part C, we have 6 times 2 plus 5 over 6y. So 6 times 2 plus 5 over 6y. So this is part C. And this is the left one for part C. So part C, we see that it has 6 times. So you see part D, 6 times 2 over 5y, 2 over 5y, plus 5, plus 5. That's it. Those are all the questions that we should have been solving today, and we did. See you next time.